About a year ago, I moved here from London, England, and I had lived there for 2 years. When I came here, I was asked a lot of questions about my time there, and my favorite question was, did you take a break at school for tea time? The answer to this is no. This is an example of a stereotype. Hi, my name is Raquel Lohler, and I'm going to be talking to you about why we all need to become more culturally aware. The number one way to become more culturally aware is to travel. When you travel, you get to experience new things and meet new people. Meeting new people really helps you become more culturally aware because you can have a more positive connotation of a place when you know someone from there. I have a friend named Victoria, and she's from Ukraine. Before I met her, I never really thought about Ukraine. I definitely didn't think of it in a positive lighting, but after I met her, I was much more eager to learn about it because I knew someone from there. Also, when you experience new things, you can come to respect and appreciate other places because you understand them better. When you understand a new place, you can dispel any harmful stereotypes you may have once believed about that place. I believe that Americans believe so many stereotypes is because we have 50 states of our own to explore. We don't feel like we need to travel abroad because it's so much cheaper and more efficient to stay right here. I'm not saying that traveling in the United States is in any way bad, but I am saying that traveling abroad can help you learn about other cultures and make you a more well-rounded person. In about 3rd grade, my cousin, who's from Johannesburg, South Africa, came to visit me, and she came to school with me and met all of my school friends. They asked her a ton of questions, ranging from, do you ride an elephant to school to do you have hippos in your backyard? And again, all the answers to these questions are no. So what are we teaching kids in this school system that makes them believe such crazy stereotypes? When you dispel any harmful stereotypes you may have once believed, that can really help open your mind. And when you have an open mind, you can deal with lots more different types of people, which can benefit you in your education and later your career. A study of 2,000 people done by the Wagner Group showed that 57% of them who took educational trips as students went on to get a college degree, compared to the 32% that didn't. An example of this would be my mom. She was from Johannesburg, South Africa, but she traveled a lot to Portugal as a child. And while this may not have been an educational trip per se, she still was the first one in her family to go to college, and she learned 5 languages. I believe that teachers should take their students on more trips so that students can experience new things, because there's only so much we can learn from a textbook and a couple of pictures and sentences. We really need to go somewhere new to experience something, and studies have shown that students that are more culturally aware are more focused in the classroom and are more curious about learning new things. So if there are all these benefits to learning about different cultures, then why don't more people learn? Well, the number one reason is finances. A lot of people don't have the means to travel abroad. It's very expensive, from the plane ticket to the hotel to all the tourist sites. It all really adds up. And there are ways to overcome this. And even though I did say that traveling abroad was much more beneficial than traveling in the United States, if you can't overcome that financial barrier, there are still ways to get a taste of a different culture right at home. My mentor, Mrs. Wilson, says that her son has found a Middle Eastern market in Arlington. And he goes there and he can get a taste of the Middle Eastern culture without having to actually travel to the Middle East. My mentor, Mrs. Wilson, also says that traveling is a risk. And like most things, if there's no risk, there's no reward. A lot of people are scared of what's going to happen to them while they travel because they don't know it's all news, they don't know. But you can't let that fear hold you back. When I went to Jamaica, I was pretty scared because it's a dangerous place, but it's also really beautiful. So we had to stay inside the gated community where the police watched who went in and who came out. It made me sad that Jamaica was dangerous, but it made me really happy that there were so many nice people in that area who are trying to help spread Jamaica's culture in a more positive lighting. When you go to a new place, it's not enough to stand on the sidelines with your family, only talk to them, go to the biggest tourist site, and then leave. You have to really immerse yourself in the culture to fully understand it. A way to do this would be to take a class. Let's say you're in Spain and you love to cook. Then take a paella cooking class taught by a local. Then you can learn that recipe and take it back to your friends and family at home and spread Spain's culture. Another way is to avoid expensive hotels. Now let's say you're on a vacation to relax and you want to go to a resort. Then go to a resort. But if you want to get the full cultural experience, try and find a hotel with some element of the culture that you're staying in. For example, when I was in Malaga, Spain, I stayed at a hotel with traditional Spanish architecture and an art gallery with all the famous Malagan artists. So just by staying in a hotel, I learned about the art and the architecture. When you go to a new place, avoid foods that you've already tried and restaurants that you've already been to, and try and branch out and try something new. The best way to do this would be to find street vendors. They usually have the most culturally authentic foods, and you can try a lot of them at one time. Also, when you go to a new place, try and learn a few key phrases of the language of the culture that you're visiting, and try and communicate with as many locals as you possibly can. And last but not least, research the etiquette. You don't want to end up offending someone when you go somewhere new, so try and learn a couple of things that are polite and not polite. Things that are polite in your country may not be polite in theirs. A big thing is eye contact. In America, it's polite to make eye contact with someone while you're talking to them. But in some other countries, especially in Asia, it's considered impolite to make prolonged eye contact. As Gandhi once said, "No culture can live if it attempts to be exclusive." What this means is we cannot build barriers around ourselves, but must build bridges instead and connect with one another, because we can all benefit from shared knowledge and become stronger together. Thank you.